Hey you guys, and welcome in. My name's Tom, your neighborhood butcher, and today we're going to go over the tri-state ads for all your local grocery stores. We're going to go over Safeway, Fry's, Bashas, Cardenas, Vaughn's, Smart&Final, Food for Less, Stater Bros Market, and Smith's, California, Nevada, and Arizona. We're just going to go over these ads, and I'm going to try to help you find the best deals and give you a few tricks and tips on maybe how to cook and prepare some of these items that are on sale, and just some ideas on how to use them. So let's go through this thing. I'm real excited today to spend some time with you, and I hope you're excited to spend some time with me. All right, we're going to start off with the Safeway Albertsons ad. And it looks like Safeway Albertsons is starting off with a T-bone steak, $7.99 a pound, T-bone or New York steak. Remember, Father's Day is coming up, you guys. Oh yes, celebrate your fathers out there. But we have the T-bone steak on sale for $7.99 per pound, and the New York strip $7.99 per pound. When you see some of the other ads, you're going to see just a little better price on T-bone in another ad, and we'll go over that when we get to it. We also have pork, baby back ribs, spare ribs, and St. Louis style ribs. So we're running the whole gambit of ribs. Remember, your baby back rib is good, is the good rib for barbecuing. Both the St. Louis style and the spare rib, in my opinion, are more of a slow cooking rib. You know, you take a little more time with it so that pork will fall off the bone. You know, you can get away with barbecuing a baby back rib because it's a much nicer rib, and it will definitely become tender and tastier a lot faster than the spare rib and the St. Louis style rib. Remember, the St. Louis style rib is just the nice part of the spare rib minus the brisket bone off the top of that, and then the spare rib is that bigger rib with the brisket bone. Just different, I mean, all from the same rib cage. Remember, you know, spare rib is going to come from this belly to side, you know, area, and then your baby back is going to be, you know, on the back, literally. All right, so we also have, looks like a wild caught lobster tail, 3 to 4 ounce for $4.99 each. That's a pretty good savings for a lobster tail. I want to say they weren't even that cheap for Mother's Day, which is very interesting to me. We also have corn. Whoa! And these are digital sales. The baby back rib and the corn that I'm going to talk about is the digital sales. So you need to go to your local Safeway Albertsons website or app and download these digital deals. $8, 8 ears of corn for $1. Wow! 8 ears of corn for $1. That is a smoking deal. You can't go wrong with that, you guys. That's worth stopping in at your Safeway Albertsons and picking up some corn, if anything. Then you have yellow peaches on sale for $1.47 a pound. That's a pretty damn good deal for peaches and nectarines or apricots for $1.47 a pound. And then you got 2 liters Gatorade and Rock Stars for 97 cents. Wow, that's a pretty good deal as well, and I'm sure there's a limit to it. Looks like the first 4, and then they have a great deal on eggs, $1.97 for their Lucerne Grade A large eggs, and that's a pretty good deal. Then we have Lucerne butter quarters, which is just the 4-pack of sticked butter for $2.47 each. That's a great deal too. Let's slide back up this ad and then look at the other digital offers. Johnsonville sausages, 19 ounces of sausage for $3.97 each, and that's a great savings. And you get a limit of 4. Make sure to take advantage of these limits, you guys, because man, you know, $3.97 is a great price for Johnsonville, and you never know when it's going to come back around. It might not be till July 4th, you know, before you see another good Johnsonville ad. Cheerios, roll-ups, and Nature Valley bars for $1.47 each. And then you got Lay's chips and Goldfish for $1.97. Wow, that's a great deal as well. Bagels, Thomas's muffins, English muffins for $1.97. And then you just have your signature pizza from, it's their signature select for $2.97. That's not bad. Oh, let's take a look at the rest of this stuff. Assorted chops, $1.99. That's a great deal for assorted chops, shoulder steaks, or country-style ribs. Basically, for the price of that pork butt, or what the pork butt would normally be, $1.99 a pound, you can get steaks, you can get ribs, and you can get your shoulder steak for that $1.99 a pound. And then 80% lean ground beef sold in the value pack for $3.99. That's a great deal too. Seedless watermelons, $2.99 each, the first two. So that's not bad. That's not bad. And here we go. Remember, we talk about this each and every week. Buy two, get two free on Coca-Cola and Pepsi products. And usually one of many of these stores that we're going to go over will have this buy two, get two free. So Pepsi and Coke are basically, this is an authorized sale for them. Almost every single week, buy two, get two free. And that's a pretty good deal. Just don't forget to look at that regular retail to make sure it's truly a good savings, because you never know. All right, let's slide down this ad just a tad bit more and see what else we have. Cheez-Its, Pringles, Wheat Thins, and Chips Ahoy for $1.99 if you have that sweet tooth. That's not bad at all. Hormel, mashed potatoes, and macaroni and cheese, just $1.99. Man, that's a pretty good deal, and you just can't go wrong. Hebrew National Franks over here, a 3-day sale. Hebrew National Franks for $2.99, as well as Nathan's and beef Oscar Mayer hot dogs for $2.99 as well. And then we have a host of little coupons here for some thises and that's that are on sale. Usually these little coupons are kind of an okay deal, but you gotta watch them. You gotta be careful. Sara Lee bread, $2.99. That's a pretty standard price for Sara Lee bread when it's on sale. If it's not on sale, you're seeing it in the $4.99 to $5.99 a loaf range. So that's not too bad of a coupon to take advantage of. Strawberries right here, $1.99 each. That's the 16-ounce package. That's an okay deal. We've seen cheaper than that in the past, but we'll take it if that's the only sale on strawberries, right? We have Coke products, Canada Dry, 3 for $5, and Red Bull. Oh yeah, we need some wings. Here we go, water, 2 for $5. So if you're looking at making a water donation this year in some of our really hot states, California, Nevada, and Arizona are very, very hot states, to try to help support people that are on the streets or just need water, 2 for $5 isn't too bad. $2.50 for a large value pack of water. It's a good price to maybe go give a few of these as a donation. All right, let's keep rolling down this ad and see what else we have. New York strip boneless for $12.99 a pound. And then here's service case chicken for $2.99. That's cool. Ooh, fresh salmon portions, $6.99 each. This is only a 5-ounce product. It doesn't have the skin on it. But for $6.99, that's just an okay deal. 31 40-count shrimp for $7.99. That's just an okay deal as well. Snow crab clusters, $10.99. That's a pretty decent deal right there. One worth taking advantage of. Here's a good sale right here. Jumbo raw easy peeled shrimp, 16 20-count 2-pound bag, $5.99 per pound. That's a pretty good deal right there, and one to take advantage of, in my opinion. Woo! Here's a good digital offer. You got asparagus for $1.99 a pound. Jimmy Dean and Farmer John bacon at $3.99 each for the 12-ounce pack. $3.99 is okay. That's a pretty decent deal. We've been talking about bacon prices, on a pretty regular basis, and $3.99 for the 12-ounce variety, not too bad these days anyway. Then you got potatoes, Signature Select, 5-pound bag of russet potatoes for $3 each. Not bad at all. Let's slide down this ad just a little bit more and see if there's anything left in the sales. I think that's about it for produce and protein items going through this ad. All right, let's slide over to the fries ad. Let's see what Fry's is running today. Oh, remember I talked about that T-bone? Fry's has got them beat. $6.49 a pound for the T-bone. And don't forget, the T-bone is the perfect Father's Day gift. Nice filet for mom, nice bone-in New York strip for dad, and that can be a nice piece of meat to share, you know. And at $6.49 a pound, sold as a digital coupon. That's a great deal, and only limit 2 in this situation, so you can only get 2 value packs for the $6.49 a pound. Whoa! Here's a great deal: russet potatoes, 5-pound bag. Remember, we saw at Safeway Albertsons, they were $3 each, 99 cents. Man, that's a smoking deal. Only a 2-day sale, though, you guys, Saturday and Sunday. So come on in and take advantage of this price on Saturday and Sunday. Another item on the 2-day sale is going to be your 73% burger. It says lean, but it's 73%, which means it's 27% fat. But at $5.99 for a bag of those things, that's not a bad deal at all. It's 2 pounds of beef for $5.99. That's a smoking deal right there, you guys. All right, avocados, 4 for $5. Red, orange, yellow, and green bell peppers or English cucumbers, 88 cents each. Man, that's a smoking deal. And then we got Hillshire and Ballpark beef sausage or beef hot dog for just $3.99 a pack. Wow, here's a pretty good deal right here. Boneless tenderloin. I'm telling you, pork tenderloin, you guys, is such an underrated piece of meat. Pork tenderloin medallions. You can throw that pork tenderloin in the crock pot to shred up to make a good shredded pork. It's just a beautiful piece of meat when it comes, and it's tender, it's juicy, it has a nice taste to it. You just can't go wrong with the pork tenderloin. And then St. Louis style ribs, $2.99 a pound. Tenderloin, St. Louis style ribs, $2.99. You know, those are 2 great deals. Buy 2, get 2 free. Cheetos, Ruffles, and Doritos. Buy 2, get 2 free. Pay attention to that regular retail to make sure you're getting a great deal. Haagen-Dazs, $2.49. That's a great deal as well, especially with it being over 100 degrees here in Arizona and Nevada. California, probably parts of it at 100 degrees. But man, what a great deal for to have a nice cool treat on a hot day. All right, let's keep rolling down this ad. There's popsicles on sale. Mix and match. Buy one, get one free as well. Gatorade. Here we go. 10 for $10. $1 per thing on Gatorade. That's a great deal. If you got those food trucks out there or you're wanting to make donations, Gatorade would make an awesome donation. And man, you can upcharge on a $1 Gatorade, you guys out there in the food trucks. So take advantage of that. Good deal. Here we go. Oscar Mayer Bacon. This is one of the weekly digital deals. Remember, this is in the first transaction, limit of 5. So take advantage of buying this 5 packs in your first transaction. But Oscar Mayer Bacon, thick and regular, at $3.99 each. That's a smoking deal. 18-count eggs to go with that bacon for $3.99 each. That's a great deal as well for 18 eggs. Whole seedless watermelon at $2.77 each. I believe that beat the price of our last ad. Here we go here. The Cube Pepsi Coke products, 24 packs, is $9.99 each. And that's a pretty damn good deal too. You know, basically $5 a 12 pack. And that works. Here we go. Snow crab clusters. $9.99. That beat the competitor as well. So we're rocking some sales here at the Fry's. And then chicken wings and burgers, 80%, 85%, and 93%, $6.99 each. Red Baron pizzas at $3.49, and Chips Ahoy and Oreos at $2.99. You know, these are some good deals. Oh, there's another 40 pack of water for $3.99. If you want to make those water donations, $3.99. 40 pack is a great way to do it. Let's keep rolling down this ad and see what else we have. 80% lean ground beef sold in the roll. You know, I hesitate to say lean because this is also a 20% fat. But, you know, you like to have some decent fat in your burger to make it taste good. You know, 80 to 85% are your best tasting burgers in my opinion. Let's keep rolling down this ad. 4 for $16 on your bottles of soda, Pepsi and Coke products. Take a look at your regular retail. Let's keep rolling down this ad. Excuse me. We have Ballpark Franks. This is the 12-ounce package, 4 for $5. So basically a buck and some change a pack. That's a pretty good savings on hot dogs, just regular good old-fashioned meat hot dogs. And then just a good deal right here on bacon, $13.99 each. This is a 3-pound bacon for $13.99, thick cut. And this is a good one in my opinion. Let's keep rolling down this ad and see what we have. Sara Lee bread at $2.99. It's not too shabby. All right, and then we have pork baby back ribs at $3.99. We saw those with a competitor for a little cheaper price, I believe $1.97, and that's a good deal. Hormel tenderloins or pork loins, $7.99 each. That's just an okay deal. And then we got Johnsonville sausage. This is the 19-ounce pack for $4.99. We saw in the competitor's ad that they were selling theirs for $3.99. And that's so that's just an okay deal for fries. As you roll down these ads, a lot of the times, the gross profit of each of these products, gets a little larger, unfortunately, and it's not the best savings. But there's still some decent deals to take advantage of as you roll down the ads. Denmark sausage for $10 a pack. 10 sausages for $10. And then you got buy one, get one free on Johnsonville breakfast sausage and $3.49 each. Mild and hot on their Kroger sausage. And then just an $8.99 a pound on Atlantic salmon. And man, $8.99, that's a decent price for Atlantic salmon. We see it bounce around from $7.99 to $8.99 up to $9.99 and even sometimes $10.99. This product is a Chile product, so come on over and get some salmon for $8.99. Large peeled in the vein shrimp, 31.40 count, sold in the 2-pound bag, just $6.99 a pound. That's more of a medium shrimp in my opinion. I know it says large, but it's more of a medium size in my opinion. And $6.99 is just a decent price. Let's keep rolling down this ad to see what else is in store. And that's it for fries. All right, let's switch over to our local neighborhood Bashas. Bashas is always running a great deal on hamburger. Every single day of the week, every single week of the month, you can go to Bashas and get an 80% lean ground beef for anywhere from $2.99 to $3.99 a pound almost every single week. And this is like their promise to you, basically. And this week is no different, with 80% lean ground beef sold in the value pack limit 2 for $3.49. Woo! Here we go. Country style ribs. This is a country style rib. Let's see what kind of rib. Well, it doesn't really say what kind of rib it is. Let's take a look at this thing here. It really doesn't talk about it. So it could be a sirloin rib. It could be a shoulder rib. It could be a loin rib. Maybe they are running a little bit of all the varieties of ribs at $1.39 a pound, though. My God, you can't beat that on any of those. Sirloin rib, country style rib, or loin rib, $1.39 a pound is just an absolute smoking deal. Red Argentinian shrimp, sold in the 2-pound bag for $8.99 per pound. This is a U15 shrimp, man. That is a big shrimp. If you want to throw a shrimp on the Barbie, Argentinian red shrimp right there, man. U15 is a good size shrimp. And that is a pretty decent price for that size of shrimp. Here's an everyday average Joe price for boneless, skinless breasts and thighs. This is their store brand of thighs and breasts for $2.99. 2 for $3 on strawberry, 16-ounce pack, limit 4. So that's not bad. $1.50 a carton. Yeah, we'll take that. Cantaloupe, 3 pounds for 99 cents. Man, woo! Bashas does the produce. I'm telling you, they do the produce. 99 cents on orange, gold, green, red peppers and hot house cucumbers. 99 cents each. I want to say the other ad had them for 89 cents each, so 10 cents difference. But Bashas has some pretty good produce, you guys. 99 cents on broccoli, cauliflower, tomatoes on the vine. And then, wow, here we go. Buy 12, get 5 free on donuts. So they're giving you 7 well, buy 12, get 5 free. No, they're selling you a dozen. Let's see, single dozen is $11.99. That's a little confusing, you guys, right there. So I don't know. You have to take a look at that at the store and see if that's really worth it. I'm not sure why they threw that in there. Doritos, buy 2, get 1 free. Ruffles, Fritos, and Cheetos at $2.99. That's a pretty decent deal. And Coke products. Here we go. 12 packs. Buy 2, get 2 free. Each and every week we see the buy 2, get 2 free. And they're doing it also on your 2-liter bottles. Buy 2, get 2 free. Tillamook ice cream at $3.99 each. Man, I'm telling you guys, it's hot. Ice cream is the perfect way to quench the heat, so to speak. At $3.99 each for Tillamook. Tillamook's it's a damn good ice cream, in my opinion. Ooh, here we go. Cold water lobster tails, 3 to 4 ounces, $4.99 each. That's a great deal as well, and matching the competitors on that price. Avocados, large at $1.29 each. These are the big guys. At $1.29 each, you can't really go wrong with that. Arizona tea, 50 cents. That's a good one as well. Beef tenderloin. Man, Bashas runs this beef tenderloin, every few months. And at $12.99 a pound for beef tenderloin, they do carry, I believe, a select tenderloin, so doesn't have the fat like of a choice would. But man, beef tenderloin at $12.99 a pound. Oh my God! All you restaurants out there, head to Bashas and start grabbing this up. Hopefully they're sold whole in the bag, and it looks like they are. That is a smoking deal. Hopefully they're selling those whole ones too. But that $12.99 for filet mignon, that's a great deal. Let's keep rolling down this ad and see what else we have. Brisket at $4.99 a pound. Coho salmon frozen, though, at $8.99 a pound. But that's coho salmon. That is a wild salmon, I believe. It doesn't really say it in the ad, but normally coho is a wild one. And at $8.99 a pound, even frozen, coho salmon that's a good value. T-bone steak at $12.99. You got 2 other stores that are whooping this price up. And pork tenderloin at $2.99, matching what Fry's is running. And then tri-tip roast, Smoky, Alabama. This is probably a pre-packed product for $7.99 a pound. That's not too bad. Sanderson Farms drumstick thighs, leg quarter value packs at $1.59 a pound. That's not too bad at all. And then short ribs at $6.99 a pound. Man, I'll tell you, there's nothing better than the short rib. Short rib baked, crock pot, smoked. These things fall off the bone like a chuck does, and it is a great, great rib. All right, let's keep rolling down this ad and see what else we have in store. That might be just about it for Fry's. Pork shoulder, 3-day sales, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Pork shoulder, $1.99 a pound. That is a great deal. And everybody with their smokers, oh yeah, it's time. 4 pounds for $1 on seedless watermelons, and Sara Lee bread at $2.99 each. This is a pretty standard price. And let's keep seeing what else we have here. There's a 24-pack water at $1.99 each. We saw 40 packs at Fry's for $3.99, so that's not too bad of a deal. If you want to make your water donations, let's snatch these up and give to the needy, you guys. If you have it to give, $1.99 or $4 or $5, in water to give to the needy, man, that'll make your heart feel good, and that's just a good thing. And it'll save you a little money too. Villaroma sausages. This is a 16-ounce pack. It's not quite as big as the Johnsonville, but at $2.99 each. Man, that's a pretty decent deal. You should take advantage of that. Let's keep rolling down here. What do we got? Green, black, and red grapes at $2.99 each. That's pretty good. Hebrew Nationals at $2.99 each as well. That's another smoking deal. Let's keep rolling down this ad and see what else we have. And that's it for Bashas. Let's roll into the Cardenas. This is your Los Altos Ranch Market. Love this little place. These guys are really authentic and neat, and I love it. And you got mangoes for 3 for 99 cents. Avocados, 3 for 99 cents. And then beef chuck steak or roast, regular or marinated. You get marinated chuck steak at $5.99 a pound. Like I told you with these guys, they run this chuck on sale almost every single week. You know, when the fries and these local, you know, these bigger local companies, you know, are running their $7.99 and $8.99 a pound on chuck roast. Cardenas has chuck roast for $5.99 every single week. Here we go, some beef diced meat at $5.99 a pound as well. And then you have flat meat, $11.99. Yeah, we're going to find a better price than that. But you know what? It's worth it to go there just for the chuck on its own. We have headless white shrimp, 26 to 30 count for $5.99 a pound. That looks like it's tail on and it's not deveined. So $5.99 a pound is still a pretty decent deal, but you're going to have to do some work for it, unfortunately. Then you have pork ribs cut into strips, so just pork country style ribs basically at $3.99 a pound. That's not too bad, but it's not the best either. You could get the pork butt from Fry's, or you had Bashas that was running the pork country style rib sale at $1.39 a pound. So it's just okay. Here's Cardenas running their beef chuck short rib and flanken style ribs at $6.99 per pound, and that's not bad. I mean, they do run this one consistently as well. It bounces between $5.99 and $6.99 for the short rib and the flanken style ribs. I'm gonna tell you that flanken style rib marinated on the grill, yum, yum, yum. Very, very good. And then 2 ears of corn for 99 cents. It's just an okay deal. And let's keep rolling down this ad to see what else we have. Limes, 99 cents each. 7-Up, $1.99 each. Rock Stars at $1.79. Let's see what else we have here. The Mexican cheese, 2 for $5, $2.50 a thing for your your Mexican cheese. That's a great price. And then we've seen this one here, this Bashas ham. It's in the ad on a pretty regular basis, and that's just a decent deal for them. What else do we have here? Keep rolling down this one. Sorry, I didn't look at this ad as well as some of the other ones, so I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing anything. Red and green grapes for $1.99 per pound. That's not a bad deal. And strawberries in the 16-ounce pack, 2 for $5, $2.50 a thing. I think we saw them for $1.99 elsewhere. Brown onions, 49 cents per pound. That's a great deal for an onion. You betcha. What else do we have here? Thin cut breast for $5.99. And soft beef jerky thin meat for $8.99. Not sure what it's made out of. They don't really specify that. But that's not bad. Tilapia. This is your tilapia fillet for $4.49 a pound. That's a good deal, you guys, if you like the tilapia. The tilapia is a wonderful piece of meat, I tell you. You make tacos out of it, and, you know, it's a great sushi. Tilapia, whatever flavor you really add to it is what you're going to taste. So that's a pretty decent one. They've got the octopus on sale for $5.99. Shrimp, raw broken shrimp pieces for ceviche at $5.99, and that's not bad. That's just not bad. $4.49 for Doritos. I think that's going to do it for Cardenas. All right, now we're going to roll into California. Well, Cardenas is in California as well, and then this is going to be the Vons ad, Albertsons Vons ad. And these guys have been running some pretty good deals. You know, 3 for $1 on sweet bicolored corn. Then you have personal seedless watermelon, large cantaloupe, and gold pineapples for $1.99 each. These are both digital prices, and one worth taking advantage of, you guys. My Lord. Signature Farm split breast chicken for $1.99 a pound. Love the split breast chicken. This should have the skin on it and the bone on it. And that is just the absolute best way, in my opinion, to either smoke or grill a chicken breast. You know, you got to have that skin on it. You got to have that bone on it to really keep all that moisture. That'll be the nicest, moistest breast you've ever had. Good stuff, you guys. 80% lean ground beef. I hesitate to say lean because of the 20% fat content, but at $3.99 a pound, that's pretty darn good. And then you have your tri-tip roast. We've talked about tri-tip. Now this is untrimmed, so it's going to have that full fat cap and maybe even a little skin on the bottom, and then it'll be capped on the top too at $5.99 a pound. That's still a great deal for a tri-tip. Man, put that tri-tip in the smoker or put that on the grill. Every father is going to love a tri-tip roast. Trust me on this. All right, what else do we have here? Buy two, get two free. Coke and Pepsi products. You know, here we are. Just a pretty good standard price. Just take a look at your regular retail to see if it's truly a good savings. This is a great deal. Pepsi products. Digital deal. Pepsi 2 liters, Gatorade, and Propel for 99 cents each, you guys. I'm not seeing a limit of 10. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. $2.49 for Tostitos and Doritos and Smart Food, and Tostitos salsa as well. I wonder if that's the cheese too. I'm telling you, if that's the cheese for $2.49 each, it's not a bad deal, you guys. Not bad at all. Let's keep rolling down this ad. See what else we can find in here. Got some coupons here. We got a weekend double discount on wines and beverages. Some odds and ends. Here we go. Jimmy Dean bacon. I believe that's a 12-ounce bacon for $4.99. I'd rather see that at $3.99, but that's okay. Jimmy Dean bacon's pretty good. Dryers at $3.49 for their tub. And here's your $5 deals for June 13th, the Friday deal. So you have 16 20-count frozen shrimp. So this is $10 a bag. But no, I'm sorry. My bad. So this is Waterfront Bistro raw extra jumbo shell-on shrimp. I love they use these words. You know, 16 20-count is how many shrimp you're going to get per pound. And it's definitely not a extra jumbo. I'm sorry. 21 25 count is not, whereas 16 to 20 count is not an extra jumbo shrimp. But they're trying. But unfortunately, you're going to have to do some work with these. They don't look like they're tail on, and they probably aren't deveined as well. So you're going to have to do some work for $5 a pound. But that is pretty good size shrimp for $5 a pound. 2 for $5 on strawberries. That's just okay. And then $5 each on Reese's Pieces. And looks like your California pizzas. And then your Hormel, like your meatloafs and your tip. And then your tenderloin or your loin for $5 each. Isn't too bad at all. And then a few other deals there. 1 pound of strawberry for $2.99. There's a lot of people whooping that up. Tri-tip steak for $7.99. They're trying to upcharge you a little bit. And then $12.99 a pound on your ribeye. Pork butt for $2.99. Baby back rib for $4.99. So they're getting you on a few of these prices. A little bit of upcharge, trying to make some gross profit back. Farmer John bacon. This is a 12-ounce product for $6.99. That's not a good deal at all. Not at all. And then 2 for $5 on your ballpark meat franks. So $2.50 a pack on your ballpark meat franks. Buy one get one free on budding. 99 cents each makes them 50 cents a pack. That's a pretty smoking deal for your budding meats if you like budding.
Someone was detected at your front.
All right, well, that's about it for the Bonds ad. Let's roll into the Smart&Final ad. This is also a California company with a few locations in Arizona. And, man, they're starting it off nice and good. The flat meat for carne asada at $7.99 a pound. I'm telling you, flat meat is just an amazing carne asada. It whoops up skirt steak. It whoops up thin cut chuck. Flat meat is the way to go for making carne asada. Trust me on this. And then 3 ears of corn for 99 cents each. That's a great, great deal. Avocados, 2 for $3. And looks like we have Foster Farms chicken drumsticks, just the drumstick, 99 cents a pound. That's a pretty good deal for Foster Farms drumsticks. And those are darn good to put on the grill. Let's look at this. Oh, and this is a trimmed tri-tip, you guys. And they yell it trimmed. USDA choice beef loin tri-tip roast trimmed for $4.97 a pound. Dads out there, yes, this is the ticket right here. You can go to your Smart&Final and get you a beautiful tri-tip roast for a pretty darn good deal. Seedless watermelons for $3.99. Limes, 4 for $1. Roma tomatoes, 88 cents each. Red rose potatoes, 99 cents a pound. Man, this was all decent deals. Bar S bacon, $3.99. That's a 12-ounce pack. It's more in line of where you want to see your 12-ounce packs at. And let's keep rolling down this ad. And that's it for Smart and Final. Let's drop on in to Food for Less. Let's see what's going on with the Food for Less ad. Oh, we're running competitive ads, you guys. Food for Less is running the flat meat as well for $7.49 a pound. And then Sanderson Farms drumsticks or thighs for 99 cents a pound. And then three ears of corn for 99 cents. And then we have a 2-day sale on Kroger russet potatoes at $2.99. And then we have Heritage Farm patties at $3.99 for 2 pounds of patties. 3 pounds of seedless watermelon at 99 cents. It looks like they're running a spare rib or beef back rib. Wow, beef back rib at $2.79 a pound. Boy, that beef back rib, you know, they make them pre-packed and they don't have a lot of meat on them if these indeed are the ones that I'm thinking of. But man, that is the bottom off a ribeye. That is the bone off a ribeye. That is the baby back rib of beef. And that is a smoking rib, and at $2.97 a pound. Man, that's a great deal. That's a great deal. It's a lot of bone, but it's a great deal. 4 bags for $10 for Tostitos, Lay's, and Doritos. That's not too bad at all. And Oscar Mayer bacon at $4.99. And then here's also your cubed Pepsi, Coke products for just $9.99. That's a pretty darn good deal. $5 a 12-pack, you guys. Not bad at all. Let's keep rolling down this ad. These are digital deals. Remember, take advantage of these digital deals in one transaction. And you got to buy up to 5 times in the first transaction to really take advantage of these deals. Red Baron Pizza at $3.49 each. And then we have Fritos and Cheetos at $3.99 each. Not too shabby. Oh, I've seen cheaper prices on those chips, but this time of year or for this ad, that's not too bad. You know, $3.50 on Oreos and Chips Ahoy is a decent price, and at $5.99 each. And this is obviously after you take advantage of the other Coca-Cola deal up here. Or no, well, no, this is a different ad. I'm super sorry, my bad. $5.99 in each on Coke, Pepsi, and Squirt products, and that's not bad. Let's roll down this ad just a little more. This is a weekly digital deal on eggs, 18 count for $4.99. That's an okay deal, you guys. Not too bad. Let's see what else we have here. Kroger plums, 3 pounds for $5.99. Kroger apricots, 2 pounds for $4.99. And cherries for $4.99 a pound. Remember all those cherry deals they were running a couple, 2 or 3 weeks in a row? Obviously, cherries are coming out of season already. Let's keep rolling down this ad and see what else we have. $3.29 on a St. Louis style rib. That's pretty good. And beef flanken ribs or short ribs at $7.99 a pound. That's just an okay deal. You know, they have some everyday low prices at Food for Less on their Kroger thin cut breasts at $5, and then they just have a regular patty. 4 patties for $5. It's not a bad deal, you guys. One worth taking advantage of. Kansas City barbecued ribs and smoky chipotle for $4.49 a pound. These are all ready to go. Just got to throw them on the grill or the smoker and get to barbecuing. This is a pretty average price on cheese. You get your 12-ounce pack of American singles for basically $2.50. That's not bad at all. And let's see what else we have in this Food for Less ad. And that's it. That's it for Food for Less. All right, let's roll over to your local California store, Stater Bros Market, and let's see what Stater Bros is working or running this week. Let's roll up to the front of this thing. Here we go. Everybody's running flat meat. Everybody knows the flat meat is good. $7.99 a pound on flat meat. Man, stir fry. I mean, it will do anything. Chop suey, stew meat, da-da-da-da-da. I mean, there's so many things you can do, but the carne asada out of the flat meat is by far one of the best pieces of meat in the market to do for carne asada. Then they have just a pretty decent deal on New York strip for $8.99 a pound. I've seen this deal a couple different times. So they must be getting a pretty good price on these bone-in New York strips, and they're running them at $8.99 a pound. Not too bad. Just a decent price on boneless, skinless breast chicken at $2.99 a pound. And then you got your baby back ribs. You got my baby back chilies. No, I'm just kidding. Baby back rib for just $3.99 at Stater Bros Markets. And St. Louis style ribs for $3.99 a pound as well. Those are just average prices on your baby back and St. Louis style ribs. Let's see what else we have. Fresh, wild caught skin on Keta salmon. Now the Keta salmon is like the lower grade of salmon. You know, it's not as good, but it's pretty good. But wild caught salmon for $8.99 a pound. It might be a little bit off colored. It might have some off colored spots to it. You know, there'll be some weirdness, but man, the taste and the omega-3s and all the things that you want out of salmon is going to be there. And that is actually a pretty decent product. Let's keep rolling down this thing to see what else Stater Bros is running. $5.99. You know, we've seen this price on a number of different things for just Coke products and Sprite products, and then Pepsi products at $4.99 when you buy 3. Both of these ones are when you buy 3 of the products. Just decent deals on chips. Let's see what else we have here. $2.99 on Wonder Bread. That's a decent price. This is the 12-ounce pack for $4.99 on the Jimmy Dean. I'd love to see that at $3.99, but that's a decent deal. Jimmy Dean rolls at $4.99. Let's see what else we have in this ad. Value club prices. All these here are digital deals. Nothing to super write home about. They're kind of average Joe items. Excuse me. At $3, you know, but they're all digital deals. Mayo at $3.99. Just some average Joe deals for the Stater Bros. And let's go down to this a little bit more. Ribeyes at $3.99 or $13.99 a pound. Pork shoulder butts at $2.99 a pound. That's an okay deal. Tomahawk steaks at $18.99 a pound. That's a ripoff, unfortunately. Remember, tomahawk steak, all you're buying is bone. Gentlemen, you don't need to hold on to the bone. It's okay. Tomahawks are not worth the price. Tomahawks suck. Tomahawk is just a ribeye with an extra long bone on it. I'm just calling it out as I see it. Save you all money. Go buy a regular ribeye and you'll be good. You'll be good. Or French cut a regular ribeye and you'll be good. Same price or same quality, same everything. It is the same piece of meat as a ribeye, the tomahawk. No reason for an upcharge on that, my opinion. Stater Bros ground beef, 85% lean, 20. That's a 5-pound bag for $25.99. $5 a pound. It's not too bad. Let's keep looking at this ad here. Let's keep rolling down this thing to see what else we have. Stater Bros is doing okay. They're running some decent front page items, but you can tell they're a smaller company, so they're not quite as competitive in the market. But they do have some competitive front price ads, and some ones you'd want to take advantage of. All right, last but not least, let's hit the Smiths. And Smiths, here's another Kroger company, and man, Smiths, $7.49 on a T-bone. Like I said, this is the perfect couple's steak, tenderloin for your wife, and nice bone-in New York strip for dad. And at $7.49 a pound, you're saving some money. We got red, orange, yellow bell peppers and green bell peppers or English cucumbers for 99 cents. That's not bad. And then we've seen this sale, $2 or a 2-day sale on the russet Kroger potato, 5 pounds for 99 cents. And then the 73% patties for $5.99. Haagen-Dazs for $2.49. And here's a 12 rolls of toilet paper for $3.99. And those are just a couple of the 2-day sales. Avocado, large and extra large, 4 for $5, or extra large mangoes. Let me clarify that. My bad. And then you got ballpark beef franks and Hillshire sausage for $3.99. And then here's a decent deal, drumsticks and thighs at $1.29. Not quite as good as the 99 cents that you've seen at other stores, but not too bad. At the Smiths, buy 2 get 2 free on Ruffles, Doritos, and Cheetos, and 10 for 10 on your Gatorade products. Gatorade is a great deal. Donations, food trucks, good deal. To make yourself a little bit of money if you're selling those in the food trucks. Here we go, Oscar Mayer bacon, $3.99. This is a digital deal. Remember, 1 transaction, buy 5 of them to save money. And then $3.49 for 18-count eggs, and $2.99 on whole seedless watermelon. Bush baked beans for 99 cents a can. That's a smoking deal. And $9.99 a cube on Pepsi, 7-Up, and Coke products, making them $5 a 12-pack. That's a darn good deal. Snow crab clusters for just $9.99, and Red Baron pizzas at $3.49 each. And this is also weekly deals, your digital deals. Make sure to download this from your Smith's app or their website. Oreos at $2.99. That's a good deal right there. I'm an Oreo fan, man. Those mega Oreos, man, at $2.99 each. Yes, we're talking some good stuff. And then you have your 40-pack of water for $3.99. Please buy some water and donate them. The fire stations take them. A lot of the radio stations will take them that are giving out things. A lot of food banks will take water. There's just so many places that will take water. Your churches will hand out water. So many places that you can donate water to, and it'll make your heart feel good. $3.99. Why not? All right, let's roll down this ad. All right, here we go. This is a jalapeno cheddar, 3 cheese and bacon cheddar for just $10. That's not bad. Russet potatoes, 4-pack, or shucked corn, 4-pack for $3.99. That is a great deal right there. 4 for $16 on Pepsi, Coke, and 7-Up, sold in the bottle. And that is a good price as well. Bar S Franks, 4 for $5. That's a decent deal on an okay hot dog. And here's that deal on the bacon, 3-pound package for $13.99. Nice thick cut bacon. Ben & Jerry's ice cream for $3.99 each. And Pringles at $1.50 each. I love me some Pringles. Sara Lee bread, $2.99. And let's see what else we've got here. Baby back rib for $3.99 a pound, and a St. Louis style rib at $3.49 a pound, as well as your Johnsonville bratwurst at $4.99 a pound. Those are all decent deals. Pork tenderloin sold at $3.99 a pound. We've seen this tenderloin price beat a couple different places at $2.99 a pound this week, but that's not too bad for a pork tenderloin. Remember, pork tenderloin is a wonderful piece of meat. 73% lean ground beef. I hesitate to say lean on that, and I'm sorry, but that's a 3-pound roll, sold $11.97 each, sold at $3.99 a pound. 27% fat though, you guys. I would look for something a little bit leaner. And then you have just regular Atlantic salmon fillet, farm raised at $8.99 a pound, and that's just a good price. Johnsonville sausage, breakfast sausage, patties, and links, buy one get one free, and Kroger rolled sausage at $3.49 each. And then 3140 count shrimp, and sold in the 2-pound bag at $6.99 a pound, and that's just a decent deal. Tilapia, this is the 2-pound bag at $9.99, so $5 a pound on your tilapia. We saw a price that beat tilapia. I think it's $4.49 a pound on tilapia. So there are better deals out there, but that is just a decent deal. But that is a frozen product, you guys, and one you can stick in the freezer and pull fillet after fillet out, and use that bag little by little. Love these chips. These are some of my favorite chips for salsa, bean dips, whatever. At $1.79 a bag, that's not bad. And then Roma tomatoes at 99 cents. Why not? That's a great deal. Let's keep rolling down this ad and see what else we have. And that is it for our California, Arizona, and Nevada ads, just our local ads. You know, Kroger owns quite a few stores. Albertsons owns quite a few stores, and then you have sprinkled in a few of the smaller, you know, chains like your Bashas and Stater Bros. But man, and then your Cardenas as well. So, you know, thank you for spending some time with me. I hope this helps save some money and gives you an idea of what stores you can go to get the best deal for Father's Day. Remember, take care of those fathers out there. They're very important as well for that family dynamic, and they're worth supporting. I, as a father, you know, so appreciate when my girls take care of me, and I know other fathers out there will too. Well, thank you very, very much. I hope you save money with me, Tom, your neighborhood butcher, and just thank you again for spending time with me. Please like and subscribe. Hit that like button. Like. That's what keeps me in the algorithm and lets YouTube know that I'm doing a good job. And I also have a membership. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, we're going to offer different content, and I'm going to keep bringing you this wonderful stuff. Keep breaking down these ads, and I would love to run some comparisons on prices, top fives, and things like that in my membership area once we get that set up and going. So we have things going on. Again, I'm Tom, your neighborhood butcher. Thank you for spending some time with me, and bye now. Thank you.